to help feed the household. Beyond the grounds belonging to the house were cultivated fields where in summer there would be ripening corn bordered with bright-headed poppies. She waited for what seemed an age before the door was opened slowly by an elderly man, dressed strangely, she thought, in a morning suit. He looked like a butler stepping out of the pages of a history book, but his wrinkled face beamed and his old eyes twinkled.
"Good afternoon, miss. How nice to see a visitor. Please come in."
Tiffany stepped into the hall and wiped her feet on the square of thick matting. "I expect you don't get many in the winter, and especially on a day like this." The old man chuckled.
"Not many, miss. No."
To one side of the hall, a log fire burned in a pretty fireplace lined with blue and white delft tiles, and Tiffany, drawn by its warmth, held her cold hands towards it.
"Would you like me to give you a guided tour?" the man asked. "Or would you prefer to wander through the house on your own? It's clearly marked where you're allowed to go, so—"
"I'd like the guided tour, please." He smiled again. No doubt he was delighted to be needed.
"Well, whenever you're ready then, miss. I don't think we'll get any more visitors today, so you have my undivided attention."
"That's nice," Tiffany murmured sincerely. "Thank you." There was so much she wanted to know about this house, and she was sure she'd found the right person to tell her.
"This is the entrance hall, of course," the guide began,
and then he led her into the room on the left-hand side of the hall.
"This was once the housekeeper's room, so that she could see who was coming up the drive, the family returning home or visitors arriving, and warn the rest of the servants. In the late 1890s, it was used as the estate office. Beyond it, we have what would have been the drawing room, but in later years we understand it became known as the music room. Isn't it magnificent?"
Paintings and portraits lined the oak-panelled walls. In one corner stood a grand piano. In another, an oak long-case clock solemnly ticked away the hours, as perhaps it had done for over 250 years. He led her out of another door and along a corridor.
"Those rooms are just a modern kitchen and sitting room, and this," he said as they passed a staircase on the right-hand side, "is what the servants would use. But this," he emphasized as they passed once more through the entrance hall and to the southern end of the house, "is the main staircase."
The walls above the oak staircase were again lined with family portraits. There was such a history to this house. Tiffany's heart beat a little faster.
"We'll go upstairs in a moment," her guide said. "But first let me show you the library here to the right of the stairs."
The room, as she had imagined it would be, was lined with shelves of books.
"And then this room to the left is what used to be the morning room. It faces to the east at the back of the house, so it always gets the morning sun. Sadly," he smiled at her, "we haven't any today. Now, upstairs we have the family's private sitting room, and straight opposite are the best bedrooms. Further along, you'll see that the living-in servants also have bedrooms on this floor."
"Really?" Tiffany laughed. "I thought servants were always confined to the attics."
"Not in this house, miss."
He smiled.
"The top floor has the nursery, and probably room for a nursery nurse or governess, and also a couple of very nice guest bedrooms."
"I wonder where she slept," Tiffany thought, as they retraced their steps downstairs. "I'd like to think that I've been standing in her bedroom." He showed her the huge kitchen in the basement and other smaller rooms that were used for different purposes. A wine cellar, a game larder, a still room, and the butler's pantry. He even showed her the row of 14 bells which summoned the servants.
"And now I'll take you back to my favourite room in the house."